Ancient people from the Indian subcontinent used sugarcane in its raw form. It was also known to the Europeans since 325 BC, and in the modern age by the 1500s, sugar mills were already prevalent in Cuba and Jamaica. Hello, welcome to my channel. It's nice to be back. You know what else is nice? The taste of chocolates, candies, sweets, and many other sugary desserts. Granted, some people don't like sweet tasting foods. For others, it is one of the simplest pleasures in our daily life. Although, on the other hand, I am sure many of you have heard that we shouldn't eat too much of the sweet delight, or even that we should reduce our intake of it. Really though, what is all the fuss about? Let's find out together, shall we? Okay, first we need to determine what sugar is. Technically, the word sugar is a catch-all term for carbohydrates that are sweet in taste. Chemically speaking, there are two types of molecules scientists call sugar: monosaccharides and disaccharides. Mono meaning one indicates simple sugars, while di meaning two indicates compound sugars, which are a pair of monosaccharides. Let's look at some examples of each chemical type. Glucose, probably the most famous type of sugar, is a monosaccharide. It is the direct product of photosynthesis from green plants. In humans and animals, when starch is consumed, it is converted to glucose before it performs its role in the body. It is not a stretch to say that glucose is an essential source of energy for our bodies. Another monosaccharide sugar is fructose. It can be found in nature, in fruits as well as honey and sugarcane. Among the disaccharides, we have sucrose. Just like glucose and fructose, it can be found in nature. Fun fact, a sucrose molecule is made up of a combination of one glucose molecule and one fructose molecule. Other disaccharides include lactose. Yup, that thing found in milk that some people can't digest, and maltose, which is a combination of two glucose molecules. Okay, enough with the scientific terminology for now. What about sugar we use in our food and drink? How can we identify the different types? All the sugar we use comes from juice that is removed from either sugarcane or sugar beet plants. With small and sometimes not so small differences in the manufacturing processes, the different types of sugar can be produced. Let's talk about the three types of sugar we might see every time we go shopping. These are white sugar, brown sugar, and liquid sugar. First up, white sugar. This is probably most people's favorite or default sugar. Heading back to the science a little, white sugar is crystallized sucrose. Boiling of juice from sugar beet or sugar cane removes the water, resulting in the sucrose crystallizing. This white sugar is then extracted, leaving behind molasses, a useful product in its own right, by the way. Anyway, white sugar is commonly used in both baked foods and in drinks, and in itself comes in many varieties such as coarse grains, table sugar, superfine sugar, powdered sugar, and lump sugar, also known as sugar cubes. Moving on to brown sugar, it is actually quite similar to its white counterpart. Actually, most brown sugars are mixtures of molasses with white sugar. Due to the added molasses, it has slightly higher nutritional value. However, it isn't actually measurably healthier, sorry. But brown sugar does result in differences in flavor and color of the final food product. So, remember to weigh your options when deciding between this and white sugar. Finally, we come to liquid sugar. Liquid sugar is actually just water and white or brown sugar mixed together with the crystals dissolving in the water. Okay, commercially produced liquid sugar usually uses specific combos of quantities of glucose and fructose, and even sugar alternatives may be used for health reasons. So it isn't as simple as I first stated, but you still can make your own version at home. Pretty cool, right? Well, looks like we've covered what sugar is. That was quick. Hold up, just how did we discover or start using sugar in the first place? Well, it turns out ancient people from the Indian subcontinent used sugarcane in its raw form. It was also known to the Europeans since 325 BC, and in the modern age by the 1500s, sugar mills were already prevalent in Cuba and Jamaica. So, is sugar good or bad? That is a simple question but with a not so straightforward answer. Like I said earlier, our bodies need glucose, as in it's not optimal. But us humans aren't very good at moderation, are we? The problem is we usually consume too much sugar. The fact that low-fat alternatives usually have sugar added to make food more tasty doesn't help either. In fact, since our body converts the excess carbohydrates into fat for storage, it negatively impacts weight loss. But weight loss might be a topic for another day. Let us know if this would be something you would like me to talk about in a future video in the comments below. Basically, too much sugar is very bad for you. Among the risks, it causes weight gain, increased risk of heart diseases, acne, increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, and even cancer, to name a few. In conclusion, indulge in sweet treats if you must every so often, but don't overdo it. It isn't worth it. Until next time, goodbye friends, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share and hit that notification bell if you've enjoyed this video. Thank you.